Hi everyone. Today here we are to discuss a new chapter. And the name of the chapter is How the State Government Works. We have discussed about what is government. Again, we'll revise quickly. A government is any body that is responsible to rule the country, to ensure that the citizens of that country are getting all the proper facilities, and for that the representatives which we choose by the election process later forms the government. Moving on, what are we going to discuss is the basic introduction, who is an MLA. We'll quickly see a debate in the Legislative Assembly, working of the government, and then we'll try to understand that what a wallpaper project is. When I begin, I say that in a democratic country, there are three levels of government. One, a local level, other at the state level, and the third one at the central level. We have learned about the local government, and now we'll try to understand and discover that what do we mean by the state government. This is the same thing that in a national or union, like the national government governs the whole country, then the state government looks after a state, and the local government governs towns and villages. Now, we will see this what is happening over here, and the question is whose responsibility. So here, look at this. There is, it says that we have a shortage of water in our state and people are falling sick. Then again, the newspaper says that in many villages, people were found to be drinking unclean water. Streams have dried up and so have the tanks. So basically, we are here discussing the report that was published in a news. And further, it says that in the worst affected areas, villagers have been carrying water across great distances because there was no proper water supply. So villagers have to go far away to fetch the water. Now, people at the district headquarter Patlapuram receive water supply once in a day. Again, if you see, this is what was published in the newspaper. So this is big image of a newspaper report. And the district hospital is overflowing with patients, a large number of whom are the children with acute diarrhea, because diarrhea is a type of a disease that is caused when we consume unclean water. And since this entire problem is focused on the shortage of water and also on the supply of unclean water. Now we'll see that who is an MLA. So MLA stands for Member of Legislative Assembly. Now, what are the key factors? That he or she is an elected representative of the people, gets elected and becomes the member of Legislative Assembly and forms the government at the state level. So this is the entire process. Then that's how a person comes in the category of MLA, and that is why we say Member of Legislative Assembly. Now, the term that we are going to discuss is constituency. That, a state is also not something which is very small and which is very easy to control. That is why a country is divided into states, and then each state is divided into constituencies. From each constituency, there is a person who is elected. There are several people who are the representatives. There are several people who will fight the election. There are several people who will fight for the post of MLA, but only the one who is chosen becomes the MLA. This is the map of India, which shows different states of India. Now, India is divided into various constituencies. This depends on the size of a state. As big the state is, as many constituencies it has. So, for example, that Himachal Pradesh has 68 assembly constituencies. One representative is elected from each constituency, and the person, the member who is elected from that constituency becomes the MLA. Now, how MLAs become ministers? So, have you understood the process? We have discussed half of the process, that there are many people who wants to come in the politics. What do? First, they just, give their documents and they want someone to give them this right that they can fight the elections. Once they fight the election from that particular constituency, and if they are elected, they becomes the MLA. Now, what is the process that how an MLA becomes minister is that different MLAs become to, they belong to different political parties. Like some of them may just want to get the ticket from Congress party, some from BJP, some from AAP party. That is totally their discretion. Then the political party whose MLA have won more than half of the number of votes from that particular constituency can be said to be in the majority and forms the government. One MLA of them, like there are several MLAs, so out of those several MLAs, one becomes the chief minister. chief minister then elects the other minister and governor appoints them. So basically, you know, there are, say, suppose there are 10 people, out of those 10, one will become the chief minister and the other 9, they will become out of those 9, the chief minister is going to select that who he or she wants to nominate for different posts, and once they are selected, they become the minister. After the selection of chief minister, now it is the duty of the governor to appoint them as the ministers, and all other members are called the opposition. So if it is the BJP party's MLA that are in majority of the number, then BJP becomes the ruling party and all the other parties, they become the opposition parties, and the people who belongs to those particular parties, they are the opposition members. Now let us understand with the help of Himachal Pradesh Assembly. We say that results of assembly elections. This is the image that shows this. Political parties, names over here, and number of MLAs elected. So for BJP, it is 44. For Indian National Congress, in short, to which we refer as Congress Party, there are 21. From Communist Party, there are just 1. And independents, there are independent people also who do not belong to any political party. They were 2. So out of like this, the total was 68. Now what happens further, since the majority party was BJP, there were 44 candidates, so it becomes the ruling party. Their leader, now they will choose one person as their leader who will become the chief minister. So it is Shri Jairam Thakur. In this case, because the second party which has the maximum number of contestant becomes the opposition party. So who was having it? That was INC with 21 members, so it becomes the opposition party, as it has the largest number of MLAs after BJP. And after this, the chief minister then selects the other people as ministers. After the election, it is the governor of the state who appoints the chief minister and other ministers. So everybody is choosing it, but then government appoints. Chief minister and other ministers now have the responsibility of running the various government departments. Have you ever heard, like, this is the education minister, this is the health minister, this is the transportation minister, this is the railway minister. So once the chief minister is elected and he selects other people who will be the ministers, later on different departments according to their knowledge and expertise is given to them. MLAs, ruling party and opposition meets to discuss various things. Where do they meet? They meet in the assembly hall. And that is why we call them as member of legislative assembly. Some MLAs, they have the dual responsibilities. What do you mean by dual responsibilities? That they have to do 2 roles simultaneously. One, that he or she is an MLA, and other that he or she is a minister.